Because you know I'm all about those books, start reading. I'm all about those books, start reading. I'm all about those books, start reading. I'm all about those books.
Hello guys, it's Miss Aubrey here, and today I'm going to go over with those in a reading book how to use your reading book. Okay, so if you have a child in a reading book, most of them are in a book that looks like this. And they all have a little bookmark with their name on it. So what the children are required to do at school is when I tell them to go get their reading book out, it's their job to find their book with their name on it and to open up the page where their bookmark is. So the bookmark not only tells them where they are, but it also hides the answers. Because as you'll see, there's like a gray section in the reading book with answers, and those are always covered up. So when they open it, this is side 1. And side 1 starts with the number 1, okay? So most of your kids are on side 1 of their reading book. So for those of you that have never seen their reading book before, this is a really good just kind of walkthrough of what it all is. So this is side 1, and you'll know it's side 1 because it starts with page 1. Now sometimes just because the kids are in charge of getting their reading book out, putting it away, the front cover and the book itself sometimes gets disconnected just because this book gets dropped many times throughout the day. So just look to make sure the page 1 matches with side 1, and you'll know that's the right way. So then, as you guys open the book, you're gonna see at the very beginning, there's some colored pages. With these color pages, all you do is say, what does the A say? What sound does the A make? Oh, the A says ah. What else does the A say? The A says ah. What sound does the N make? Oh, the N says mm. Can you circle the one that says mm? And you just have them circle. When they circle in their reading books, this is where the magic C is really important. They must circle like they're making a C and go all the way around, because we always do things from left to right. You read left to right. That way they circle from left to right. Okay, now also in your reading book, after you're done with those couple colored pages, you may see a couple colored pages with blanks on them. This is just a review. How are they doing with writing the letters that they've been learning about? Can they form the A correctly? Can they form the I correctly? Can they form the N correctly without even seeing it? Because as you can see, there's no other letters on this page. So that is just a good test to see how are they doing with forming their letters. Do they need more practice? Now, over here in the reading book, you will see they have to choose. There's the pictures, and they have to figure out what either to circle here or what goes in the blank there. Now, when it comes to the reading book, I have a huge manual, and it's my job to make sure they're getting the sounds right, they're learning the new words correctly, and all of that. What I want you guys to do is just make reading fun. If you don't really know what to do on that page, just make it up. I have a reading book here, and I will make sure that throughout every page, I can check off all the different things that they need to master. You guys just make reading fun for your child. Now, as you guys can see, something that is super important is it starts, here you'll see the gray with the words. Now, part of reading is really teaching them how to be honest and making sure that we use our slider or our bookmark and we cover up those answers. Because we really not only want them to be honest and be able to see, can you read? But then we're also teaching them how to check their work. Oh, we got it wrong? Why did we get it wrong? Let's talk about it. So if they do, maybe after we check the answers with them, and you do see that the answers don't match up with what they circled, that's a learning opportunity. It's not something to be down upon them or not something to be like, you got it wrong, but it's saying, oh, why do we circle that? Let's talk about it, and let's see if we can get to the right answer. Now later on, you'll also see we'll be getting sentences, and they'll have to circle which one is correct. Again, when they circle, they have to make that magic C. Then later on in the reading book, you're going to see more blanks where they have to fill in the correct letter. Now, this is something you guys can do at home. As you can see right here, they need to fill in the letter P. I am a pan. Now, at school, the pencil police will come out if they don't trace the letter correctly in the blank, or if they're not circling correctly. The sirens will come on and it'll be like, wee-oo, wee-oo, pencil police is here. And the kids are always like, no, not again. And we erase their work and I'll show them how to do it the right way. It's super important that if a letter is not traced correctly, that we fix it now. That way, when they grow up and when they're older, we don't have to fix how they form all their letters. It's already been introduced, it's been mastered at this age. Now, when it comes to these little bubbles here, you guys may see a couple of speech bubbles. We always read the speech bubbles first because they usually either are introducing us to new words and it helps us make it a little fun. So here they're introducing the pin, the word pin, and then it says, I am a pin. And they're often reading the same thing twice, but it's just being able to say the new word a couple of times before they have to fill in a letter or fill in a vowel or consonant. Okay, next, you guys may also see a little stop sign in the reading book. For example, on page 33, you'll see the stop. Now, no matter how many pages you did that day, let's say you just did one page and all of a sudden you see the guy with a stop. You have to stop. Now, here's why. What's going to happen is in the next couple pages, it's going to teach them new words, teach them new sounds, and new content. And so it wants you to take a break for a day and start it with a fresh mind. That way, they're not like, oh, I was just filling in letters and sounds here. It was super easy. And now all of a sudden I'm learning a new word. And so stop when you see the stop sign, take a break for the day and do it the next day. And then you can resume during your 1 to 3 pages or 2 to 4, depending on where you're at in the reading book. Now, your kids have also been learning about punctuation. While we're reading, you'll see we have question marks here, we have a period here. Talk to your children about what they mean. We'll be going over it on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays during our group lessons and during our individual lessons as well. But even just ask them, what does the period mean? Does anything change in your voice when you see the period? What about the question mark? Does that change your voice at all when you read it? Okay, now we are gonna go over to side 2. So side 2, what you're gonna come up with is you're gonna see a couple tests on side 2. The goal of the test is they only have one mistake. Now, if they do the test and they have 2 mistakes, just try to go over that part with them that they got wrong. See where maybe they misunderstood the question or where they needed a little bit of help. Now with the test, you're gonna see there's missing things here. So if your child gets to that point, all you need to do is say words that they've already had in their reading book. So this one, you could say fan. This one, you could say pin. This one, you could say man. And this one, you could say fat. And those are all words that they have already been learning, they've already know, and then they just have to fill in what sound is missing. Oh, and now you may see some blanks here. All it's doing is they're trying to see what's the same. So they may all start with the same letter. They may all end with the same letter. You just figure it out and then have them put in the letter there that makes it. Have them say, what is this? Cat. What is this? Hat. What is this? Mat. What do those all end with? And you put that letter right here. Now remember, if they trace the letter wrong, then the pencil police has to come out and help them fix it. Okay, I think that's all you guys need to know in the reading book. So remember, at school, your child takes out their reading book all by themselves. They find the bookmark and they open it up to what page they're on. Their job is to get a pencil and then their job is to wait for me or let me know that they're ready. At home, your child can do that too. Place their reading book somewhere where they can access, somewhere where they can go and grab it, open it up, grab a pencil all on their own. That will give them the same type of independence they have at school. That way you can say, okay, go get your reading book out, and they know what to do. They know where it is, they know where it goes. That way you can also tell them to put it away and there's a spot for it to go. So after you guys have them open it up, the bookmark always goes at the page they're at. So what that means is, let's say I'm doing one page today. I finish this page, make sure to move the bookmark to the next page. Usually they need a little help with that. That way, the next day they open it up and they're ready to read. You're not searching and figuring out what page they're on. The bookmark is there to help. Now, for those of you guys who are new to a reading book, I want you guys to make sure you decorate your bookmark. Now, if you haven't decorated your bookmark yet, or it's not finished being decorated, you guys can also decorate your bookmarks today or finish it up. Okay, but make it look pretty. Put some colors on it. You can do both sides, just so you know it's yours and it's something really special. Okay guys, so I hope this better helps you understand the reading book and all the different things you guys can do with it. Now remember, there isn't a way you guys can mess up with the reading book. I am here, that's why we're partnering together. It's my job to make sure the sounds are done correctly. It's my job to make sure all the new words are introduced before they even get them. With the goal that when they read with you, it should be super easy. There's no pushback, and it's just a super fun, exciting thing to do. If your child ever says, I don't want to read, try to encourage them to read. Even at school, there's some days where they'll be like, do I have to? In the end, they want to. They want to learn. But it may just be getting out the book and finding a pencil that holds them back. So just say, yep, every day we're going to read, even if it's just one page today, and we'll be done. Anything will work and anything will help them, even if it's just a page. So I hope this all makes sense. Again, if you guys have any questions when it comes to the reading book, reach out to me. Okay guys, one more thing. If your child is struggling with remembering the sounds of the words, it's a whole lot that they're doing when they read. Not only are they remembering what the name of the letter is, what the sound is, but now trying to put them together, sometimes it can be a lot. That's why there's a whole bunch of these phonics cards, and these help them remember what the letters say. So this one right here is the sound for A. And the kids learn that when the A has friends right by it, whether it's one friend or two friends, it says A. So if your child is forgetting the sound A, put this symbol right here, right above their A. Now, if your child is forgetting the word this is where the upside down E called schwa comes in. This is called the schwa, and the schwa says This is for the A that's all by itself. And it's all by itself, and it's really, really sad. That's why it says Now, if they're struggling remembering what the says, put the upside down E right above it, and they're gonna start to get it. And these are all things that we're working on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday during our group meetings, along with our individual ones as well. Also, I is one of the hardest letters for the kids to remember, especially because in the reading book, let me show you guys, the I looks like an L. And so the main reason is that they, at the very beginning, they think that this is an L, but it's an I. And the I just looks different. There's many different ways to write the A and the I, and they just learn about that right away. So this is what I looks like. This represents I, like I am a bear, or I am a window, or I am a banana. This is what I looks like. Now, if they're ever struggling with the I or with the sound, if they're, maybe they get it once and then they're reading again, you guys feel free to give it to them, especially when they're on side one. Because a lot of times they know it and it's in there, but it's figuring out where. And so don't be afraid to sometimes give them those answers if they're really, really struggling. And then go over the sounds with them and write it right above every I. Now, another thing that we also work on is the TH sound. They're introduced first to the word thin, and then they're introduced to the word this. And they have very different TH sounds. One's a soft sound, and one's a hard sound. Now, some of you guys may be wondering, okay, how do these help? They do so much, because sometimes having that visual to go with the sound triggers that memory. They're like, I don't know what the A says. And then all of a sudden they see this and like, oh yeah, this stands for A, or this stands for Somehow, for some reason, some kids just need that visual. And this allows them to have a visual to go with the sound that we're asking them to give us. And it just goes back to how your kids learn. Are they a visual learner? Are they an auditory learner? What works best for them? Are they more hands-on and kinesthetic? And so every kid learns differently, and this is just a way to help them if they really need that picture to match with the sound that they're coming up with or trying to figure out. So again, if your child is struggling, use these to put above their words, whether it's I whether it's the TH sound, this is a soft one for thin, or the hard sound for this, for the ah, like in man, or the is the upside down E, that's called a schwa. Schwa says Now again, I'm gonna keep going over with this with your children during our group meetings and our one-on-one, but if they need additional support, use these and they're really, really gonna help. Okay guys, I hope that makes sense, and I hope that I've given you guys enough tools, enough help to be able to read with your kids successfully at home. The biggest thing is make this fun. They're gonna be reading for the rest of their lives, and I don't want reading to ever be a struggle or ever to be something that you guys fight about or get in arguments about. So make it fun. Again, use the pencil please. Have the pencil please come out if they aren't circling correctly or forming their letters correctly. And just make this a really exciting time for them because we know they're all going through a lot. Okay guys, I'll see you later, and good luck for all of you guys who are guiding your children through the reading book.
Because you know I'm all about those books, start reading. I'm all about those books, start reading. I'm all about those books, start reading. I'm all about those books,